Hello, tribe. It is Thursday, the best day of the week, and we are super pumped today on Think About It Thursday to talk to you about coming out of this little fort that you've created for yourself while we've all been in quarantine and stepping outside of your comfort zone and into who you really are.
Right. Such a big topic. And we were talking about it. We had something else kind of lined up for today, but we were talking about it today, and it seemed right and fitting that we bring this to you today to talk about your comfort zones and where you're at with your comfort zones. We are all creating life. You can't breathe yourself. So if you are breathing, you are creating. In this moment, during this day, you are creating. And we can create one of two ways. We can create by design, so we can decide what we're creating and we can move towards that and we can be getting closer to our goals, or we create by default. You can create I think as Mary would say, you can create a day in bed with the covers over your head, or you can get up and make what you want of the day. You get to choose how you feel. You get to choose what you do. Everything that we do all day long is a choice. You get to choose whether or not to go to work. Now, you have to deal with the consequences if you don't go to work, but you get to choose whether or not you do that. You get to choose whether or not you show up. You get to choose whether or not you brush your teeth. Again, you might have to deal with the consequences if you don't do that, but you get to choose. So everything that we do all day long is a choice. And oftentimes, we find ourselves in our comfort zones, and our comfort zones shrink as we get older, and we stop stepping out of those, and we stop standing and being who we truly are. So today I'm just super excited to be able to talk about that. I could probably talk about this all day long. So
No, I know, me too. I think that when you get old, or like when you're young, think about when you go to the park and maybe you are an only child, maybe you're not, but your parents take you to the park or a babysitter takes you to the park. The first thing you do is you run to those other kids, unless you're like me and have a bit of social anxiety, but that's a whole nother story. And you're excited to play with them. And what are they doing? And how can you join? And you just create this amazing, magical place at the park where you have the best day ever and you can't wait to go back and play with these strangers that have become your friends. But then we get older and we're judged a little bit more, maybe in junior high or in high school or even in college, and we just kind of shrink into this little box that people want to put us in because maybe we sang too loud, or we danced too goofy, or we disagreed with somebody who had like a really strong opinion and it just didn't turn out the way that you wanted it to. So you get into this little box and you get older and you're like, no, I live in this little box now. It's all great and everything's fine. And then you wake up and you're like, wait a minute, I want to dance crazy and I want to sing loud and I want to do all of these things. Why am I in this box? Who put me in the box? You did. And how do you get out of it? How do you step out? Because for the last however many years, months, weeks, or even days, you've been not being you. And now you want to be you again.
right. And that goes to anything in life. Even before this, I was talking to Charlene about a certain situation, and I said, I feel like I have one foot in the fire and I have one foot out. I've made a decision, but I still have an exit strategy. I can still get out of the fire. And it's where do you want to be? Where do you want to go? And it's uncomfortable to be in the fire, right? It's hot. It's uncomfortable. It's causing me to grow. It's causing me to build new bridges and, to walk across the fire and get to the other side. It builds a whole new, it tears you down and rebuilds you up, and it builds a whole new mindset, and it expands and it causes you to grow and learn new things. And it's so amazing when you sit back and look at how far you've come when you constantly push yourself outside your comfort zone. Mm-hmm. I like quotes. There's a quote by Eleanor Roosevelt or Mary Shimmick or whoever you want to say said it, because a lot of people have said it. But the whole thing is, do one thing every day that scares you. And I know that I've talked about this before, but way back, go in the way back machine, way back, I used to think that had to be something that I noticeably was scared of, like really noticeably. So think about jumping out of an airplane or bungee jumping or whitewater rafting or killing a spider, right? Face your fears. What I've come to realize is that means pick up the phone and call somebody that intimidates you. It means take your kids out, and while they're sitting at the park playing, talk to the stranger next to you on the park bench and build a new relationship with another mom. It means all kinds of different things, and making that, your mantra. This year, my word of the year was courage. And so making that decision to put both feet in the fire and create those things for myself that I haven't wanted to. And as a coach, that's what I help people do. I help people get into the fire, make that firm decision, go forth, and help them live their best lives. And so occasionally I'll have to sit back and I'll have to evaluate, and am I living that example? And so that's why I wanted to talk about it today, because I realized that I was actually straddling the fire in something that I really want to be all in on. So making that firm decision, making that choice, and moving in that direction going forward.
Absolutely. My word of the year was consistent. And that takes a lot of courage for me, because I'm going to be a little honest with you here. If this was 3 years ago, there's no way I would be doing these lives, because my house looks like I live in it. And I do live in my house, except for I would only want the version of my house to be shown, which would be like some maid just came through, or I live in this picture perfect place. But instead, if I move over, you can see my kids' shoes on the floor, and there's a blanket on the couch behind me with a pile of pillows that you can't see, and a ton of stuff piled all over. And 3 years ago, I would not have gone live because of it. And my word was courage. I need to be, or your word was courage, but mine was consistent. And that takes courage for me to be consistent and to show up even when I think I'm going to be judged. Even though we say this is a judgment-free zone, I am still in constant fear of being judged. So that's where my courage comes in, being consistent for the shoes on the floor, which is really bothering me. But that's exactly it. I have to step outside of my box, and I need to show up and say, you know what, here I am. This is what it is. This is my house. This is where we live. Because I know that the Holy Spirit is nudging me to reach out and work with you and do these things that I know is going to benefit somebody.
Right. I love that. So stepping outside your comfort zone. So the challenge to you is to look at where you're playing it safe. What do you want? What is your dream? We've talked about picking your character. We've talked about creating a vision. If you need help with either of those, reach out. There is a free downloadable vision board guide to help you get in touch with what you truly want and make a purposeful vision board. So you can go download that. That's completely free. We're giving that away. So you have that. Create your vision. And then what steps do you need to be taking? What's holding you back? You can pick one step, just one baby step. Baby steps will take you all the way to the top of Mount Everest. Pick just one baby step. And when are you going to complete that by? And start taking steps to push yourself outside the comfort zone. You will be amazed at how fast you can facilitate your own growth by consistently pushing yourself just to the other side of your comfort zone. I tell you what, before we started going live, the video camera, Facebook Live, scared the crap out of me. And now it's like an everyday part of life. We do this 5 days a week. We come to you, we talk to you about what's going on in our lives and what's going on in your life. And we talk about the things that we've learned and done along the way. And now it's not a big deal. It's not scary. I might not be perfect. I might want it to be a little bit more fun. There's stuff that I can go and I can nitpick, but it's fun. I have fun doing it. I love talking to you and seeing your beautiful face every day. I love being able to give content and help and tips and just a piece of us to you guys every day. So all of that is a whole lot of fun for me. And it has moved from being very scary to being a whole lot of fun and very little scary.
And it's amazing how when you start doing things, I'm just going to keep touching on this whole Facebook Live, how this baby step in our lives and showing up and being consistent and taking this courage then shows up in different areas of your life. So, for example, at church, our campus pastor was like, hey, I want to do a Facebook Live to show people what it's like to worship right now because things are just a little bit different because of the virus and everything. And everybody went, and I was like, okay. Let's do it right now. Like, hit live. Where are you going? What are you doing? Like, how can I help you? Because even though I wasn't really ready to be on camera, I wasn't intending to do any of that, I know how important it is to show people that we're showing up. And sometimes it's just the showing up part that is, it tells other people it's okay. And it's just going to trickle in little different other areas of your life that it's going to help you grow. And you'll see it by taking that teeny tiny baby step. You look back and you're like, whoa, that was a big step, but it felt teeny tiny.
Right.
And oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I feel like we both could talk on this so much, but making a physical change and doing things like that, sometimes it's not easy. And you have to convince your body to do it, to take that step. I mean, I can't tell you how many times if we were recording a video, I would record. I mean, we've done it for promo videos. I think it took me 70 times. It was just me. Because there's always something to do to stop you. Fear is always going to be there. So if you talk to any coach in the area or any motivational speaker, they'll tell you you have to find a way to jump. You have to find a way to jump into the cold swimming pool if you're going to go swimming. You have to find a way to eat your bran flakes for breakfast if that's what you have to do. You have to find a way to get up and exercise if that's what you want to do in the morning. You have to find a time to meditate. You have to find a time to pray. You have to find it. And all of them will tell you they just do it. When their brain says, I don't want to do it, we just do it. And the reason why we just do it is because we know that that's what's best for us, and we've created this habit. So that baby step is the beginning of a habit that will then make it so much easier for you later on. So whatever you have to do, if you have to jump up and down, if you have to, if you have to jump up and down, or you have to hit, somebody says like they like make a little pose, or they stand in that Superman pose, or they do whatever it is that they have to do to get going. Maybe it's just that you say, I'm just going to do it. And you have to say those words, or you have to say supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, and then you're like, yay, I can go. But you just got to trigger yourself however you need to do that.
Yes. Yesterday was in the Tony Robbins Comeback Challenge, right? And one of the things that he talks about, how he trained his mind and body. When I say go, we go. When I say go, we go.
Yeah.
And so actually that was my mantra this morning, because I was getting up to go work out, which has been a thing for a little while now. But I was getting up to go work out, and it was the first time I was going back to the pool. And I love to swim. I love to be in the pool. It's one of my favorite things to do. But this morning, I've scheduled it a couple of times, and I haven't done it. I haven't been the best about it. And so I scheduled it this morning, and I tell you, I almost canceled twice. I had the text typed out, and I thought about Tony Robbins yesterday making a decision. I said, when I say go, we go. And I said, we're going, so let's go. And I got up and I went. So sometimes you do just have to find that mantra and find that person that motivates you. When I say go, let's go. To get to where you're going and push yourself outside your comfort zone. Like, there was no reason for that to be outside my comfort zone. I've done it before. It's been there. There was no anxiety around it, but it was going back and doing something that I haven't done for months. And that muscle that I had flexed got soft. It got weak, because I hadn't done it for months. Right. It was really easy to keep doing what I have been doing instead of breaking my habits, breaking my routines, and going to do something new.
Right. I don't want to like bring it all the way back to when we were kids again, but did you ever do something crazy like jump off a rope swing into a lake, or jump off maybe a high rock, I don't know, into a lake, because all I keep thinking about, or a high dive into a swimming pool? When you're a kid, you don't hesitate. And the kids that hesitate are the kids that have to back up and go down. You have to just get to the end and jump because you know you want to do it. And you just have to just walk up there and do it before fear takes a hold of you and says, just get in, you might get hurt, don't do it. And then you climb back down, because you know after you do it once, you want to climb back up that ladder and jump off again. You want to climb back up that hill and jump off the rope swing again. You want to go keep doing it because it's fun, it's exciting, and you want to do it. But you just have to just do the first jump.
When I say go, let's go. So
Yep,
there you go. I'm using Tony Robbins' motto for you today. When I say go, let's go. There's a lot of other people that have a lot of other good tips to do that. Mel Robbins with her countdown method, the blocked up method, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just do it. She talks about that. That's a really great TED Talk. We'll get that. Maybe we'll get that shared in the group. But it's a really great TED Talk. It's a really great thing. There's a lot of different ways to do it, but all of that is fear holding you back. It's not fear. It may or may not be fear of the unknown. It may or may not be fear of being judged. It may or may not be fear of something that's uncomfortable. But whatever it is fear that's holding you back. So what are you afraid of? What have you avoided doing for the past however long that you really want to do that you're afraid of? Is it dancing in your front yard in the rain? Because that was something I wanted to do. It was something I wanted to do. And when Damon and I first
Did you do it?
We did. I asked him if he would do it with me, but I felt really weird. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? We're in the front yard in the rain dancing. Like, people are going to think we're crazy. And then I was like, screw it. I want to do it. So let's do it. So I did.
Right.
So, and it was a lot of fun. And now it's a memory. And now I'm here sharing it with you that I was the crazy person dancing in the rain in their front yard, listening to the radio. So
yeah,
if you want to do it, it's okay to do it. But what have you not done that sounds like a whole lot of fun, or that will take you closer to your dream, or that will help you be the character that you've written for your story, that you want to be at the end of your story? And go do that. Schedule it in your calendar, write it down, commit to it, and go do it. Take that first step. We're here to support you. We're here to cheer you on. You can share your wins with us and go do it, and then take another step.
Yeah. Yay, Thursday. All right, guys. Well, we'll keep you all day talking about this. So we've been on for quite some time. So we will let you get back to your normally scheduled life, but get out of your fort, get out of your box, and have some fun.
Yes. Yes. And we will see you tomorrow.